So what's going on, everybody? It's your boy QuestX. Now this video is going to be a little bit of a different spin, okay? Because see, now everybody knows that I'm a huge comic book fan, comic book enthusiast. In my live hangout I discussed and I talked about comic book stuff, and I'm going to do a little bit of a correlation here, a little bit of fun with it. So one of my dream fights, if everything in the stars align itself, would be Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. I've been on the record of saying that is going to be like Andre Ward versus Sergey Kovalev. Smaller guy versus naturally bigger guy, naturally stronger guy. The smaller guy has all the tools in the toolbox, like Andre Ward, and will have to outsmart the bigger, stronger guy. Pretty much the exact same correlation as when you think about DC versus Marvel. Now DC, we all know, as I put in the, as you can see on the screen here, DC is representative of Terrence Bud Crawford, and I call him the Batman, okay? Then you have on the Marvel side, you have Errol Spence Jr., and I consider him the Iron Man. Now, if anybody reads comic books, they know that the direct correlation, Iron Man is considered the Batman of the Marvel Universe. And if you look at it from the opposite end of the spectrum in DC, Batman is considered the Iron Man of the DC Universe. So this is why this is so fun for me, because here it is, you take two guys who, in the Marvel versus DC and DC versus Marvel, two characters who cannot coexist in the same universe, and now you're moving them into the same spectrum. Now that with the arrival of Terrence Crawford at 147, if he thoroughly beats Jeff Horn, okay, if he starts to beat the other champions at 147, and how I think and I see it playing out with Errol Spence Jr. beating the other champions, we could actually end up seeing a clash like no other between two guys who are smart, two guys who are highly respectful of the sport and the craft, consummate professionals, stay in shape, dedicated to the sport. They cannot coexist in the same universe, so somebody has to go. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that is a fight. You know how we're having all these issues with Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, right? You want to talk about in-house fighting? This is the fight that's going to cause that. This is one of those potential historical bouts where you see two guys who you legit will not be able to say unequivocally they'll come out on top and win. Okay? Now you got Batman and representative of Terrence Crawford, who has, like his utility belt in all the comic books, is a master craft technician when it comes to the sport of hand-to-hand combat. And you've seen Terrence Crawford's ability moving up from 135, 140. You've seen it, master class technician. Then you have Iron Man, which is representative of Errol Spence Jr., highly intelligent, a sheer force of will, okay? Someone who's iron, he's hard as rock, hard as nails, can take what you give him and keep coming. Let me explain something to you. And also, let's look at this too. Errol Spence is also tactically gifted as well. There are some things he needs to work on with his head movement, but for the most part, he is just like Batman. Technically gifted, technically sound. And he wants to outthink his opponents. Always comes prepared to eat with each fight. Then, let's all look at this one for the big one. The most direct correlation between Batman and Iron Man, between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, is what? That dog, that mentality that you will not defeat me. They go into each battle knowing what they need to do to win. Their motivations are the same. It's to come out on top. That you cannot have my spot. So dare I ask anybody, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think that a fight between these two would probably be the most significant in boxing history? Especially if it's for undisputed. And given the fact that we know that Terrence Crawford was undisputed at 140, he goes to 147, becomes with the potential to become undisputed at 147 as well? Oh, hell no. We got to start talking history books, right? Well, Terrence Crawford's already in the history books for the Julius Hidalgo situation. But now we're going to have to start talking about some all-time great comparisons. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys kind of see where I'm going with this? How fun this is? How this is the type of fight that comes around once in a while, and it's just, you can kind of see it organically start to form, where there are two guys, two lions, two beasts, two objects of the same equal size and force cannot coexist. One has to go. And I can't wait. I'm like literally, depending on how Jeff Horn looks, how Jeff Horn looks and how Terrence Crawford handles it. Come on, guys. Are we looking at a potential historic, monumental fight, a monumentous fight, put it that way, in which, wow, your mouth just left open, Hearns and Hagler type shit. For the first few rounds, dudes come out warring. Do you see this? I mean, I could totally see this fight going down that way. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me if you guys want me to do more of these comparison to comic book characters and fighters, because if you are a really big comic book enthusiast, you'll see a lot of the direct correlations with a lot of fighters. It's all a matter of perspective and what you look at. So, it's your boy QuestX. I'm out. Peace.